Welcome to another edition of Cityscape on 97.7 FM. We want to welcome everyone that's listening to us over the airwaves on 97.7 FM, as well as watching us over YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Today I have a great interview. I've got some gentlemen, one that I haven't had visit us in the studio in quite some time, and another one who's the first time visiting us in the studio. So we are glad to have you, both gentlemen. We've got Quint Rogers, local filmmaker,
Glad to be here.
and we've got actor extraordinaire Antonio Villarreal.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me. Much love.
I know that you guys are here to promote a big project that you guys have coming up, right? So, Quentin, I'm going to toss it over to you. Tell us all about your latest project.
Well, the latest film that I've been working on, it's a year in the making. And of course, as you know, you're in the film, plays a sergeant in the movie, which is awesome. He did an incredible, great job. And his son, too, is back there running the show back there. It's called American Patriot, The First Offender, 1918. It's a War One epic film, and it's got a lot of action. But the most of all about this film, it's historic. It's got documentation of history of people that back then were a very young age in the service who ended up making a difference in the future. Like Walt Disney, he was an ambulance driver. We have Amelia Earhart, who wanted to sign up to be a pilot. And of course, years later, she became a pilot and flew the Atlantic. I got, a lot of historical figures in this film. That's what I enjoy very much, putting this together. It took a year in the making to make this film. It was not an easy job to do because first thing I said, if I can find a biplane, then I can probably pull it off. Well, I found more than just a biplane. So it's truly a blessing to do this work. And then I approached Antonio about this project, and he just jumped on board right away. He became the American Patriot. I mean, I don't know where he got his energy from, but he was just doing all these incredible acting and stunt work and just amazing acting. So
Thank you.
Yeah, I concur. I was there on set when he was doing some of his own stunts, and I was just blown away. I was like, man, this guy's jumping all over the place and doing the shooting and doing all his stunts and sliding down these hills, and great job. So tell me a little bit about this project.
Thank you. I appreciate you greatly. This project is very endearing to me. It was very beautiful and very endearing because I was able to connect with this character. I was able to connect with this character, and not only in the sense of being patriotic towards our the United States, being patriotic towards ourselves, our community, but also going out of my own way and serving others, even if I'm not qualified to do it. This is what this character does. He's a pilot, and he's a pilot, and so he comes and he delivers materials, he delivers weapons, he delivers medicine, and this gentleman, Captain Max Bennett, decides to take it onto himself to help out in the battlefield, to give his all, to really give his all in the battlefield. And I connect with him like that, with this character like that, because I believe we all should be giving our all towards our passions, towards life, towards our communities, towards the things that ignite our hearts and fill us with love, hope, peace, and passion. And this is one of those projects that did that for me. It was all these stunts, it was very hard, very grueling, especially during the summer days. It was boiling and burning hot.
very hot.
Yes, and it definitely took a toll on our bodies, our minds, even our minds as well.
And he's wearing a jacket in the film, and of course a helmet and everything. So,
But it was definitely awesome. It was beautiful going to set and bringing this character to life, and meeting other amazing and wonderful actors and characters as well, bringing this movie to life and giving it the juice and the life and the fire that it needs to show the world what these people went through, because they're real people. They were real people in history that underwent all these traumas, these pains, but at the end they overcame. They rose above those circumstances. They rose above those things that others would have faded back, but sometimes we have to push forward, So I loved it.
Now, I know that during the film you'll get to see, or the viewers will get to experience and see some historical airplanes. They'll get to see historical, buildings and historical vehicles. Yeah, tell me a little bit about the preparation that went into putting this film together, the year that it takes place in, and so forth.
Well, it takes place in 1918 during the World War One. It's in France. It takes place in France, and we shot this here in the RGV. People are going to say, "Really, here, France?" But the Argonne Forest, we found a place in Sullivan City that it was just incredible. As you look far, it looks like the Argonne Forest in the photos. So that's where our basis for the film was to shoot that scenes there. We did find a couple of buildings were built back in 1918. I was very lucky to find that one of the buildings was my alma mater, which was the Edinburgh North, the old Edinburgh North. That was built back in 1918. And then the auditorium was there too. And then they expanded it from the high school, then later became the Pan American University. And then from there, it became the Edinburgh Independent School District. So they were very involved in allowing us to film on location. The buildings, the backdrop just really accented everything, and you felt like you're stepping back in time. I went for detail in this film to make sure that people are going to feel like they are back in 1918. I even filmed it in black and white, which gives a lot of character and a lot of personality, especially with the actors playing the role. So, and it got to the point when I was editing this film that I couldn't stand looking at color anymore. When I was editing, I was quickly switched it to black and white, and it was just an incredible process to see such talent that we have here in the valley, to see it on the screen, and it's going to be an incredible product when we're done with this project. I start editing right now, the editing part. The filming's been done, and it's just an amazing to see that we have so much talent here in the valley. And everybody says, well, why don't you go to Hollywood? Why don't you go, make your films over there? Why don't you get talent from there? And I said, why? We have talent here in the valley. And I said, so I kind of coined a phrase back in 2010. I said, who needs Hollywood when we have Valleywood? And so I've just been blessed to have a lot of talent of actors in this film, one of my friends, and just to see them perform and go above and beyond and believe in it. I mean, this is a year in the making, which is kind of dangerous because, sometimes you get the drive, you got people joining in, helping out, and all of a sudden it fizzles out. It didn't. It just kept on going and going and going. I think what made this project work is that I worked around everybody's schedule. It wasn't be there or you're out, because I hear a lot of that. And you work around because they're helping you, and you help them in return. And so then give them the opportunity, to be in the film. And it worked out so great, worked everybody's schedule, and that's why it took a year. So I was filming on weekends, maybe on holidays if they wanted to do something on a holiday, or they had a 2-day, 3-day break or something, we started filming, But even if they were not available, I started doing production. I was doing the special effects. I was doing, with Ernesto Garza. He's one of the associate producers. Also, David Rodriguez. He's one of the associate producers too in the film. And so everybody working together as a team and with actors and just everybody just putting everything into this project because they believed in the project, and that's what made it a successful project, and that's what got finished. And I can't wait to show the film at the premiere.
Yeah, tell us all about that premiere. It's coming up, I know.
Yeah, it's going to be on Saturday, September the 7th, at the historical Edinburgh Auditorium, and it's behind the Edinburgh City Hall. The doors are going to open at 6:00 p.m. The ceremony is going to start at 6:30, and then the show will start at 7. And what's neat about this, we're actually going to have a silent auction. And some of the props from the movie are going to be there too. And we're also going to have one of the actors, Matthew Cavaness. He's been doing films and at a young age. He's like doing 1923 and all this stuff. He's just a busy guy. He just graduated from high school. And so he is going to be wearing a World War I uniform to meet the audience. And then we're also going to have people wearing attire from that period also.
Are you encouraging the audience to come dressed to the time?
Oh, yes. Thanks for reminding me. Yes, I encourage everyone to dress 1920s, 1930s, because we're going to have music they're playing that's from the 1920s and 30s. It's going to be like stepping back in time. So when you're there, and if you don't want to dress up 1920s or 30s, semi-casual will do. And but it's going to be a fun event. We're going to have concession stand there. We're going to have, like I said, the props from the movie there. And so it's going to be a fun event.
Once again, tell us the time and dates and location for the premiere.
Yes, it's going to be on Saturday, September the 7th, at the Edinburgh Historical City Hall. Auditorium. And it's behind the Edinburgh City Hall. And the doors open at 6. And at 6:30, we'll have the ceremony. And at 7, we'll have the film showing.
Now I know a lot of really great events are coming up in regards to filmmaking. I know we've got the South Texas International Film Festival coming up in Edinburgh as well. Are you participating in that this year?
Actually, this event here is also helped to benefit and support the South Texas National Film Festival. So part of the proceeds are going to go to them, and so that's going to be a good. It's going to be a good event, and they're involved in this project too. So, and then, but I will be there for support for the film festival.
Fantastic. Now let's talk a little bit about with Antonio. I know that you've got a, I wish we could bring up your IMDb here, but tell us a little bit about some of the other projects that you've worked on in the past, and maybe a project that you've got to look forward to in the near future.
Definitely. Well, I've done over 70 commercials. I've done 12 films, 10 short films, and I have. So recently, what I'm doing now is I'm awaiting another audition that I just submitted. So I'm just waiting for that one to come through, and if it does come through, then it'll be a good role for sure. But basically, every day I'm striving to better myself. Every day I'm looking for things to adapt, to change, to alter, to always perfect my craft and my passion, because this is what I dedicate myself to every day. This is my passion. This is my craft. This is what I live for. And I've always said that I'm never going to stop doing this until the last breaths leave my body. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And so right now what I'm doing as well is I just opened up a new business where I'm also doing commercials for local businesses, and at a very affordable prices, because right now the economy is super hard, and it's very hard for businesses to invest in marketing. They don't want to invest that much money in marketing. So what I want to do is I want to bring our community together and show them that we're here to support them, that we don't need to take money from their pocket to show something good, television grade commercials. So that's basically what I'm focusing on right now, as well as continuing my acting and modeling career. I've done a lot of commercials. I just did a commercial for Gloria Jeans, local here and in San Antonio. So and they're awesome. They're beautiful coffee, and it's awesome. I love it. It's passion. So love it.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's that's all about. That's what we're all about here at 97.7 FM, is promoting local talent. Also in the project of a film in Valleywood, I remember talking to Quint way back in the day about that, and we since then we have never changed our minds. We've always said there's a lot of talent here in the Valley. We want to bring more productions to the Valley. We want to invite studios to come down and shoot. We've got great talent here. We've got great crew members here, great locations, film friendly cities here in the area, and that just will lend a hand if you need a location, a building, or whatever it is. So we encourage folks to continue to work in your craft, to continue to make films here in the Rio Grande Valley. There's lots of talented folks, and it's proven here. So if you are out there watching, come out and check out the premiere in Edinburgh, and participate in the South Texas International Film Festival. I hear that the 48-hour film race is coming up this weekend. I hear, right?
Yeah,
yes,
true.
it is this weekend.
May I add something to that?
Sure, definitely.
Like you had mentioned that this is Valleywood, that there's so much talent here, and I have to agree with you. There's a wide variety and range of talent, from musicians, from musical people, to actors, to directors, to producers. I mean, we have it all here. It's just we got to change that mindset and that mentality, that there's people that can do great things here in the Valley, and not only do great things, but do great things for our communities, for our families, our neighbors. And we have the power here to do that. We have the power to shine. We don't have to get the light from Hollywood. We don't have to get the light from Atlanta, from New Orleans. We can make our own light here in South Texas. And we, like what you had mentioned before, we have every destination that you can think of. We have every terrain that you can think of. We have the beach. We have the desert. We have the woods. We have the forest. We have everything here that can be filmed and done. And like you had mentioned before, all the cities are starting to change into film cities, which is beautiful for this art, for this creativity. So I encourage everyone to pursue your passions. Don't stop where you are. Keep going and reach out to the people like Quint and Joe here that can help you reach where you are. They will train you. They will elevate you. And we all elevate ourselves. That's how we grow here in the Valley. Make the light come out.
That's right. And the beautiful note to end this show. Before we leave, anything else that I might have forgotten to add or to ask?
Well, one thing I want to tell everyone is, life is like a camera. You have to stay in focus to achieve your goal.
Love it.
And I used to tell people, follow your dreams, but I don't see that anymore. I say, don't follow your dreams, instead catch up to them.
Amen. Love it. Yeah.
Oh,
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, words of encouragement.
Love it.
I love that, and I hope that this was a uplifting for whoever's watching, motivated. I hope that you're motivated now to continue to pursue your dreams, because do that. I always say you are your own worst enemy, so only you can stop yourself from pursuing or achieving, catching up to your dreams. I love that.
Yes, I love that.
So
very beautiful.
Thank you, gentlemen, for making the time.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you.
We have another a young lady off in the studio. What is her name?
Melissa. Come on in. You can say hello.
Come on, say hello. And she is a realtor.
She's a realtor / energy consultant.
Oh yeah, tell us the name of the real company and the.
My name is Melissa Velasquez. I work with Remax Elite in Mission, and I'm also in the energy industry. So I offer commercial services and residential services.
Excellent.
For homes and for commercial businesses as well.
You have social media pages for that?
Yes, Melissa Velasquez Realtor on Instagram and Melissa Velasquez on Facebook.
Fantastic. And how about social media? How can folks get a hold of you?
You can just find me by typing Antonio Villarreal on Facebook and Antonio Villarreal OGTC, Only Greater Things Coming, on Instagram.
Love it.
I'm on Facebook too.
Well, what's your? How can we find you?
Just Quint Rogers Facebook and IMDb, Google.
Henceforth Productions, though.
Henceforth Productions too.
On Instagram.
On Facebook.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you, folks, for making the time to come out and talk to our audience. The doors are always open here on 97.7 FM. And in fact, I've been trying to convince Quint here to help me and start a podcast strictly about filmmaking and here in the Valley. And so
let's do it.
I hope he's ready.
Quint, come on, get on it, Quint.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So you heard it, folks. So looking forward to interviewing a lot more of Valley talent. And so we're going to bring Antonio back over and be part of this new project. So
I'll get some directors.
there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Love it.
Well, thank you all
Thank
for coming
you.
out.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for
Thank you,
watching.
guys.
Until next time, keep listening, keep watching 97.7 FM, The City.